Alright gang, welcome back to our Nutty Brewer series here in Normandy. It is October, and as you can see, we have $3,000 left in the bank account. There's a couple reasons for that. One, we spent a good chunk of money on a few things. We also sold every single bit of straw, and got all the straw up on the other field as well. I did all of that off camera, but as you can see in the distance, the thing we talked about potentially putting down in the last episode has occurred. I had somebody come over here and build this for me between the last episode and now. It worked out really well for us. For some reason, these are not hitting the trigger point. I don't know what is happening here. Let's get them a little closer, I guess. There we go. But yeah, I had somebody come over there and build basically a little bit of a shop for us. Now that also, with that shop, we're going to be able to do some other productions within it as well. Got to use your imagination here a little bit. That's going to be a shop that we're going to utilize for merchandise, beer purchases, things like that, because as I've mentioned, the brewery itself does not really have a whole lot of room inside it. It's mostly being taken up by the actual process of brewing, bottling, and all that good stuff, right? So, yeah, so I thought it was a good investment for us to go ahead and put that down, and went ahead and did so. So we had somebody come by and do that. Now, it's going to be really helpful for us inside. You can see there's some stuff in there that's not really stuff that we probably want to sell in there, but that's okay. It's not really fully operational yet, but it will be soon enough. What I can also tell you is that we have begun brewery tours. May not look like it, but we have. We're not going to make a ton of money off these brewery tours, somewhere probably between $3,000 to $6,000 a month, and obviously there are going to be certain months that are better than others. We're getting into the winter months now, so the odds are the tours are going to probably start to drop, and it's unfortunate that we had to wait this long to get started on those tours, but at least we got them going now, which is a good thing, right? If you missed the last episode for whatever reason, we did start outsourcing a little bit. We don't have any sugar purchasing availability right now. We are going to be able to work through that with our shop that we have there. We can actually call up a couple individuals to drop by and bring us some sugar, which is going to be very helpful for us. Because our current little drop point that we have for picking up bags and pallets of things that we purchase does not work with sugar, right? So we had to figure out some other way to go around that, and luckily now that we have our own shop, we can just make phone calls and kind of do the whole distribution process from there to outsource some sugar for us, which is going to be extremely helpful and extremely useful for us here as we move along. Now, we've got a lot of beer that we need to sell today. As a matter of fact, the brewery itself is kind of in a paused state. I can probably start it back up now, but it was in a paused state because we just didn't have any more room. The assembly line was completely full. The good thing is both the restaurant and the bar have ordered quite a bit. We're still delivering ones for them, as a matter of fact. And I also, off camera, talked to the distribution point. They have agreed to accept, at least initially here, a couple of truckloads from us. Those truckloads specifically are going to be helpful because, one, we are going to be able to distribute this malt light beer a little bit further than we have been up to this point, which means the demand is going to become higher, hopefully, as long as other people like it, of course. Two, it also means that once our demand is how do I want to word this? Once our demand has been sorted, organized, I guess is how I'll word it. That's not the word I'm looking for. But once our demand is at that point where, oh, my batteries are low, where, we no longer have to, I need to realign this. We no longer have to, be basically just funding the restaurant and the bar, and we have plenty of capacity to go elsewhere. That's going to help us, right? That's going to help us out tremendously. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here, and we're basically going to be selling every single bit of the malt light that we have here in the brewery today, or at least loading it up into the truck, as I mentioned, and it's going to be going and taking that off elsewhere. Now, we're getting the money for it right now, but it's going to be going and delivering it, right? We get the money now, and once it's delivered, obviously, then it's gone from the truck, and the truck will come back, and we can reload the truck again, right? So anyway, that's kind of the goal here. So like I said, the straw has all been done. We did a lot of straw in the last episode, so I just felt like I could just do that off camera without all of you here. So if you wanted to see the rest of the straw being picked up, I apologize, but it is done. The straw mountain is gone as well. All of that has been picked up and sold. I did many trips to go and accomplish that. So, yeah. So yeah, lots of progress actually between the last episode and now. The distributor has accepted the us to be able to deliver beer to them, and they will distribute it out to us elsewhere throughout the country. And two, we've started brewery tours, which is a fantastic thing for us. It really is. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good, man. Things are good. Now, today, besides working on the brewery here, the things we need to do, we need to plow up both those fields there in the distance. We need to lime both those fields as well. Just get them prepped. We are in the winter months here, so things are going to start slowing down here once again at the brewery. Like I said, we are likely going to be continuing to outsource, rather, in this case, some of the crop there. So some of this money you're seeing here, it's not really money we're going to be able to keep. We're going to have to utilize it to buy some more wheat, sugar, barley, etc. Right? So, yeah, we'll see. But I am excited we figured out a way to actually outsource some of the sugar. I was a little concerned because our little area over there would not allow us to outsource that sugar, but we did find a way around it, so that's going to be good. Probably won't... Well, we might get a little bit of sugar today, as a matter of fact. Oh, hold on. I thought I was going to be able to finish my opening spiel there before that happened. I apologize, gang. There's not much I can do, though. So lots and lots of pig food coming out of here, which is also a good thing. Let me go ahead and turn the brewery back on. Like I mentioned, the brewery is no longer operating, so we'll go ahead and turn that back on because it was maxed out. And as you can see, there's 42,000 liters of malt light in there. Big money's coming, gang. Big money is coming here for us. So now I'm not going to do all of this work off all of this work on camera with you. I'm going to do a good chunk of this off camera. And what I mean by that is delivering the pig food to the pigs, selling the beer or whatever, or loading up the truck to go and deliver the beer, rather. A lot of that I'm probably going to do off camera. I just, you've seen me do it a couple times. It's the same thing over and over again. There's not a whole lot of excitement there, so I probably won't do a whole lot of that on camera. Maybe we do a bit of a mini time-lapse for some of it, but the odds are we won't be doing that. How are the pigs doing food-wise? Yeah, there's still plenty of room for us to be able to continue to add more food in there, which is a good thing, right? They're going to start reproducing soon if they haven't done so already. So they're going to need more food anyway. Straw-wise for them, they are maxed out. I did do that off camera as well. Now, the only concern there might be the fact that they may run out of straw between now and by the time the wheat is ready to harvest. If you missed the last couple of episodes, we made a bit of a boo-boo, a bit of a mistake there. Winter wheat is not compatible with the sparkling malt beverage mod here that we're utilizing to make this beer. So unfortunately for us, it means we can't really utilize the winter wheat. We can only use wheat and barley. So that's less periods of time during the year that we can do anything with, right? So a little unfortunate, but that's all right. We'll get past it. Now, a lot of you have correctly pointed out that Normandy actually does make a lot of sugar beets, so we could essentially make sugar or sugar cane. They do that a lot in Normandy, so I didn't know that. I've never been to Normandy. I've never been anywhere near Normandy, so... but yeah, a lot of you pointed that out correctly. So if we really want to, I guess we could, fit, doing that as we move forward here. But I'm not quite sure if we're going to. I think we might continue just to outsource the sugar for the time being. Our goal initially, and it still is the goal, is we're going to have a bit of use your imagination. We're going to have a bit of a limited release of the first dark malt or amber or whatever it was, whatever they're calling it. We'll have a limited release for that. Try to make ourselves a little bit more money off of that as well, which will be nice. So we're gonna sell a few more here, and then we'll get started on working on the fields down there. It's not going to take us a ton of time to do those fields. I mean, we are just kind of prepping ourselves for the winter months here. So when this episode is over in October, we likely won't have another episode on this series for at least a few months, if not until after winter's over. More than likely that will be the case. The reason why is what I've said before. I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense for us to spend time doing an episode when there's not really a whole lot to do. So I'll continue to work around the brewery, do some stuff off camera, of course, and then when we're back with you never know what might happen. There may be no changes, but there could be some major changes. You just don't know. If there are major changes, of course, I would likely, or honestly would want to try to record it for you, but, not always going to be the case, right? So I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you see the end of this episode, it may be March before the next episode, or May, or whatever it is. April, March, April, May, something like that. Who knows? Not a whole lot goes on in the winter months anyway, with the exception of working in the brewery itself. I wish I could go inside and show you, the brewery working, but unfortunately that would obviously not probably be the safest thing to do either. All right, let's see if we can get a few more of those to spawn. Perfect. We'll do one more big sale here, and then we'll go and we'll start working on the fields a bit. Now, those fields themselves, they've got to be plowed up, and then they need to be limed. We're just kind of getting them prepped and ready to go here for the wheat drilling here. That's going to be coming very, very soon. And honestly, you might do one as barley, too. We've got 4 fields right now. I would like to upgrade the fields and go further. Okay, you're going to spawn some more? Thank you. I was going to say, there's no way that we've already cleared out all of that. There was tons and tons in there. But honestly, I would like to buy some more fields, right? And so what we're going to try to do with some of this money, having the full understanding that we're going to utilize some of this money to outsource more, wheat, barley, etc., sugar, right? Knowing that we're going to be doing that. But honestly, I'd like to spend a little bit of the money and try to get at least one more field. That would be honestly ideal if we can do so. I think that would help us out tremendously. That's less outsourcing we have to do, right? Okay, perfect. That gets us almost 100,000, so we'll take a break there. Let's see how the actual production is. Yeah, there's some room in there now for it to work. Not a ton of room, but there is some room. You can see we have barley in there. We have no sugar. That barley we have in there is going to be that first batch that we're talking about doing, right? That first experimental limited edition batch of the dark malt beverage. So, which I don't know if that would be a Bock or an amber beer. Amber's kind of in the middle, but you get the point. I don't know exactly what we would call that, but I thought it was called amber before, but maybe it's not. Maybe in the mod menu it was said something about a dark amber lager. Because I feel like I swear I saw something if it's saying amber somewhere, but whatever. So we've got these 2 big fields here to plow. These fields here are going to take a little bit of time to do. Our plow is great, but it's not the widest plow in the world, of course. I don't necessarily think we need a bigger plow than we have here. But it will take us some time to get this done, and you know that. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to turn the GPS on. We're going to get going. And, yeah, once we get this all plowed up, it'll be time to lime it. And then we'll see about maybe ordering some sugar here as well and see what happens there. I think we'll be able to probably get some sugar between now and the time of the time lapse being done. But we will find out. All right, gang, that's all done. I did do a little bit more of the selling there off camera. There's still a decent amount to be done. I will do a lot of that probably off camera between now and obviously whenever we do another recording. Now, we do have enough money that we can buy another field. I'm going to plan to do that. First, before we do that, though, we need to fit some more wheat into the brewery here, right? We want to make sure that that brewery continues to operate and function all throughout the winter here. So we're going to buy a full trailer load here of wheat. We purchased that. They delivered it. I just got to get it loaded up here into the trailer, of course, and that's what we're kind of doing right now. So $14,512 is what it ended up costing us for that full load of wheat here. 31,000 liters of wheat. It's a lot of wheat. I'm not sure if the brewery can hold all that or not. If it cannot, we will just kind of store it in the trailer for the time being and then obviously continue to unload it as we need it throughout the winter. But this hopefully will be sufficient for us for most of the winter as we move forward. Did fit buying some sugar. It is in process of being delivered to us. We don't have it yet. The odds are the actual dark ale will not happen on camera. I'll probably start working on that off camera, but it will be here, and we will soon enough have a bit of a limited release on our first ever dark malt lager, which is going to be exciting. Still kind of having an issue here with the cover there, but that's all right. We'll get through it slowly but surely here. Looks like most of this is actually going to fit in there, which is great. Yeah, I think all of it's going to fit in there, as a matter of fact. Perfect. All right, so that should, in theory, be good for at least a month or two. We'll probably have to fill it up again. I probably will do that off camera. Again, I'm not really planning on doing another episode between now and March. If we do one, it's because I'm going to end up buying a bunch of land, and we can prepare that land, and you know, maybe it makes sense to do it then. But it's really just going to depend on how much more of this beer is requested of us, right? How much more the distributor is requesting of us, and how much more the city in regard to the restaurant and the bar are requesting of us. Obviously, they request a decent amount from us, but nothing crazy. The distributor, I don't know what to expect yet, right? We just are now starting to deliver it to the distributor. We're doing a small amount first as a trial run. We're going to see how things go there. If it goes well, then obviously we're going to need to be sending a lot more to the distributor, which means we need a lot more fields, or we're going to have to outsource it. And obviously, outsourcing it is more expensive than actually just doing it with our own fields, of course, right? So, having said all of that, we have $109,000. What do we want to do with this $109,000? Well, realistically, we need some kind of a manure. I combined manure and slurry. We need some kind of a slurry and a manure spreader, right? Those are going to cost us money. Doesn't necessarily have to be done today, yet again. Is there anything in the used market for us? There's a slurry distributor here, but again, this is going to be for something that's gigantic. We really don't need that for this series, I don't think. Something to consider, but I really don't think we need that. As far as a slurry and manure spreader go, did I pass them? I feel like I didn't, but maybe I did. I must have. All right, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. There it is. Manure spreader. Yeah, we're looking at $30,000 around that for a manure spreader. There's a couple of different options we can choose from. I'm not going to choose this one. I plan to utilize this one in another series, so I'm not going to pick this one. Probably one of these two, which they're not cheap, right? They're not cheap. We don't have a ton of manure right now, so not really something I have to specifically buy right now. But, you know, soon enough I will. And then obviously this is attached to the slurry tanker, which theirs are very expensive. That's going to take up all the money we have if we go that approach. We can obviously go a different route, but nonetheless, that is going to take up a good chunk. So those are things we have to think about as well. I'm not worried about the slurry right now. We can do that before we, get the seeds in the ground when wheat comes around. Which for us, wheat and barley, we're going to be looking at March, right? Yep, March. So, okay, so let's see. How much is this field? Oh, this field's only $53,000. This field, I think, makes a lot of sense for us to buy. So if we come and visit this field, it's just field grass right now. We would literally just plow this up. But I think it makes a lot of sense because this is near this field, right? We've got easy access to it. Really, it could be argued that it's part of our land. So I think that one makes a lot of sense. I'd honestly like to have this field as well, and then eventually this field. This field's quite large. Well, actually, I guess you could argue 80's large too. 77,000 for 80 and 81,000 for 85. I think for the time being, I'm going to buy 79. The reason why I'm going to buy 79 is because, one, it still gives us a little bit of money in the bank account. Two, we do have a loan that we have to pay off, right? We haven't paid a single dollar off on this loan yet. We do have a loan to pay off. I'm going to pay 25,000 of it off right now. So that puts us down to 30 grand. I feel a little bit more comfortable with that. So we're going to buy this one. Obviously, we have to plow this field up. We've got to lime this field. We've got to do all that stuff. It does not necessarily have to be done today. And we're not going to do it today because we're kind of past the point of where I wanted to be at for this episode. A little bit of a shorter episode, I think, overall. But doing that field would put us way past where I want to be at. So we're going to leave the episode here, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like and the subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. They are free. It helps me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members for all their continued support. It really does mean the world. If you want early access to videos like this one, there's a link down below. Check out the Discord, the shop, the second channel, everything down below as always. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, gang.